Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is George coming at you with another free CCNA workbook lab, and today I'm doing the configuring trunk ports using ISL or .1Q. So we're going to go ahead and get started, but first I'm going to go over the lab prerequisites that are here, which I learned in the last lab that we definitely have to go through before we start each video. You can go ahead and read them yourself, or you can go ahead and listen to me. If you're using the GNS3, then load the free CCNA workbook GNS3 topology that starts devices switch 1, switch 2, router 1, and router 2. You can establish a connection with the devices switch 1, switch 2, router 1, and router 2 that configure the device's respective home names. I think that means then. Configure router 1's fast Ethernet 00 interface with the IP address that, and 1.1 of router 2's with this IP address. Create a VLAN 10 as a layer 2 VLAN on switch 1 and switch 2. Layer 2 VLANs do not have a layer 3 VLAN interfaces representing the VLAN no interface VLAN 10. Okay, so configure switch 1's fast Ethernet 0-1 and switch 2's fast Ethernet 0-2 interfaces as a static access interface for VLAN 10. So we have to take care of that first. I'm going to do that off camera. So if you guys have any questions on how to do that, just let me know. It should be somewhat clear. The language here is a little funny, but for the most part this should be very easy to do. So I'll be right back when I get that done. Alright, so after a good I would say maybe 15 minutes, I think we've got everything pinged and ready to go. So let's go to our first lab objective here, and don't forget that if you ever get stuck, we always have the lab instructions down here. So let's go ahead and just go ahead and go through as much as we can here. So let's do that one first. Okay, this is to shut down interfaces fast Ethernet 11 and 12 on both switch 1 and switch 2. Configure IEEE 802.1Q trunk on interface fast Ethernet 10 of both switch 1 and 2. So, alright, so one thing that I'm going to have to mention is that because I don't have an access server, I'm going to be having to go back and forth between the servers. The good thing is I have a mic and you'll be able to hear me even when I'm kind of going back and forth. So, alright, so let's go and configure terminal. So we want to switch off 11 and 12. So what we can do is we can do an interface range fast Ethernet 0/11 through 12, and what that does is it selects that range. Make sure to leave the spaces there, and we want to do a shutdown. So we want to shut down those interfaces, and we want to configure and we want to configure both switch 1 and 2 with IEEE on fast Ethernet 10 on both switch 1 and 2. So let's go ahead and do that by exiting. Let's go ahead and do an interface fast Ethernet 0/10. So let's go ahead and do a question mark there. There's a lot of stuff you can type in here, and I'm not sure I exactly remember how we can go ahead and configure that IEEE there. I think let's go ahead and look here. Let's see. It's not channel group, so I'm not 100% sure. So I'm actually probably going to have to go ahead and check. But let me try typing IP. No, it's definitely not there. So, alright, so that's what we're here to do. We're here to learn. So, configure terminal. Right here, it's Switchport trunk encapsulation. So let's go ahead and look at that. Okay, so fast Ethernet 10. So what we're going to do is a Switchport trunk encapsulation. Switchport trunk. Let's do Switchport trunk. Let's see, allowed VLAN. Huh. Now we see here something a little bit different here. It's not. This is actually probably not the way our switch here is to be configured. So, let's say this static trunk. You need to encapsulate. Okay, so let me go ahead and. Okay, so let me just go ahead and exit. Let me do an interface fast Ethernet 0/10 Switchport trunk encapsulation. Okay, that's not working for me. So for some reason, Switchport. Let's try Switchport mode, and then try trunk. Okay, so now Switchport trunk encapsulation. It still doesn't let me do it, so let me try searching here. Switchport trunk. See, I'm not sure here. Mode trunk. Now you see the encapsulation isn't working for me. Let me go ahead and look that up really quick and we'll see how that goes. Alright, so I knew that there was something that I knew I was doing everything correctly, and I was. So because this switch that I have is a 2950 catalyst switch, the ISL does not exist. The ISL encapsulation doesn't exist on this switch type. So the better one, which is the one we're actually going to do, the .1Q is actually the only one that exists. Therefore, it doesn't give you an option to encapsulate one or the other. So that's good. So the Switchport mode trunk is really all that I had to do. So I'm under the interface, the 010 interface. So once again, this was the only thing that I had to do. Switchport mode trunk. Alright, so let me go ahead and exit that, and what I'm going to do is go over to my switches here, just kind of roll over, and plug in my console port to switch number 2, and do the exact same thing. So there we are on switch number 2, and let's go and configure terminal, and interface range, because we need to shut down the ports 0/11 to the 12 for some reason. Range. Don't forget to put range. Fast Ethernet 0/11 to 12. And we want to type shutdown. So then we type interface. Well, we have to exit. And then interface fast Ethernet 010, and that's going to be Switchport mode trunk, and that should be it. Verify that your trunk link configuration by using the show interface name trunk command. So let's go ahead and verify the trunk. So the show interface fast Ethernet. Let's see. Show interface trunk. Alright, or the show trunk. Show interface trunk. show, let me see. Show interface. Fast Ethernet 0. Wonder why that didn't work. Trunk command. So there's trunk. So that's actually, there is no trunk command here. So let's see what that says. Show interface 0/10. So right now we're not connected, obviously. I do not have the cable actually physically connected to the switch, so we're obviously not going to see anything. So let's go ahead and connect the two switches together, and let's do that. So we should see a message come up. So let me go ahead and grab a crossover cable. That's very important. You gotta grab a crossover cable. Okay, so I'm gonna do port 10. So 8, 9, 10. Crossover cable from port 10 to port 10. We should be seeing some messages come up in a bit. So we have the interface changed to up, and the interface here changed to up as well. Let me see if I can find that command to show show interface fast Ethernet 10 trunk. For one reason or another, that's not working for me. So show interface fast Ethernet 0/10 trunk. Oh, it is. For some reason it didn't work last time. Must have mistyped something. So the mode is on, the encapsulation is here, and it's trunking, and the native VLAN that is trunking is 1. So actually, I think that's one of the things that we're going to need to change. Verify that. Okay, it's good. For reachability, because this actually had us create VLAN 10. So let's try this. Okay, let's move this up a little bit, like that. Verify that router 1 has IP reachability to router 2 by using the command, the ping command on router 1. So, alright, let's go ahead and connect to router 1 at this point. So let me grab my console cable and connect it to router 1. If I can reach it. Bear with me here while I really need to move the DTE cable is actually in the way of the console port, so I might have to move stuff around for convenience. Alright, so we should go to router 1 now. There we go, we're on router 1, and let's go ahead and ping router 2. Router 2 was 10.1.1.2 if I'm not mistaken, and let's just verify that. So router 2 10.1.1.2. Yeah. So we have interconnection between the two routers. So now we need to change switch 1's fast Ethernet 02 interface to be placed into VLAN 10 and verify the IP reachability between router 1 and router 2 once more. So let's go ahead and go to switch 1. So let's unplug the this from the switch, from the router. Go to switch 1, plug that in, and we should see that. So change interface fast Ethernet 0/2. Let's just make sure that that is the correct one. Actually, interface to be placed into VLAN 5. Okay, so let's do that by doing a switchport VLAN, switchport access VLAN 5. So VLAN does not exist, so it creates a VLAN automatically for you. And so from there, we can go ahead and ping the reachability. I'm not sure why that objective is there. I mean, shouldn't really make a difference. We create another VLAN, it's not gonna do anything. So right now, of course, VTP has not been set up between the two switches, so we're not sharing the VLANs, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go ahead and verify the command again that we're reaching each other. Yes, we are. So that is it. That was the end of this lab. This was a little longer. This lab took me much longer than the last one. So let's go over that again. So we decided to shut down the two interfaces there, bring up the fast Ethernet 0/1 with a switchport mode trunk command. This one here, it's not necessary on my switch. It might be on yours. So it's on switch 2, you do the same thing. Verify that your trunk link is up. So I use that command, and yes, it's on. Trunking to VLAN 1. Yes, it's on. Trunking to VLAN 1. Then verify the router 1 has a reachability. Now that you have the link between switch 1 and 2, the traffic generated between switch 1 and VLAN 10 should propagate to VLAN 10 on switch 2. So to test, go ahead and get that done. So we pinged it. When you ping, so it says right here that there's actually no reason to use this line of code there. So I guess I should have put that on top, huh? But yeah, let me go ahead and look at the switch again, and I want to make maybe the VTP is actually working. I don't remember whether the VTP, which is VLAN trunking protocol, actually works by default. So let me try the VTP, show VTP status. It actually has been working. So it was last modified by 10.11.10. So let me show the VLAN table then. We have, yeah, so actually it is working by default. So we have the VLAN from switch 2, which did appear on switch 1. So let me just verify that, because I actually don't remember whether, actually I think I created VLAN 5 from here. So let me go to switch 2 and then show VLANs, and you see the VLAN here actually isn't there. So, but oh, I see what's going on here. Since VLAN, this is part of VLAN 10. Yes, okay. I guess I kind of understand how this works. So VLAN 10. Alright, well, okay, that was long-winded, and I'm trying to just kind of make sure I got all the pieces set out. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like down there. I know this was a little long. I'll probably have to trim it. So yeah. Oh, the lab instructions demonstrated is on a catalyst. So not on the, this does not support ISL trunk encapsulation. Oh, okay. Should have read that. But yeah, I'm sorry, I got distracted by that. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good time with this video. I will be posting a lot more from this website. It's going to help me, and it's going to help you guys master that CCNA exam and be able to take it without having any issues. So yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.